empty of self. We will start to understand the truth more when we see the truth that all things are empty of self, that actually there is no self, and our spiritual life will begin to blossom. With this essential understanding, we will be able to untangle ourselves from all the conventional and cultural ideas that we have been infatuated with and grasping onto. People appear to be compulsively worried about their physical health, buying supplements and expensive bottles of vitamins, when in fact we suffer much more psychologically than we do physically. That's because of our habit of continuously thinking we are a self. Wherever we go, in a crazy way, we have been carrying around a heavy load. This is a heavy load of nothing, something which doesn't really exist. The self idea is a concept that is really a heavy burden to carry around. Think about it. Isn't carrying something that doesn't have a shape or form isn't real, which we don't even know what it is, nothing but insanity? What is the result of believing in this frivolous concept? The result is a burdensome, oppressive life. For whenever there is me, there is going to be a him or her. And there is going to be this person and that person entwined together. So if we look carefully, we see that this imaginary condition makes us feel bound and trapped and constricts our movement. We are forced to carry this extra hefty load throughout our lives up until the day we die. We are carrying this around today, and we will be carrying it throughout the never-ending cycle of death and birth, birth and death, birth and death, etc. Only after we make that radical turn around and start to earnestly learn about ourselves, about the real nature of the body and the mind, will we begin to understand that everything that arises according to natural causes. There isn't anybody ordering or initiating the process of change. It is only natural seeing without the need for anyone being involved. When we are able to regularly see things impassively, without thinking things as personal, an understanding of how all things in this world organize under the principles of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, the three characteristics of existence, we can really deeply understand this truth. This is accomplished by just seeing. Just seeing doesn't get involved in the process of thinking. In that mode, we have the wisdom to truly see the three characteristics of existence. The self-idea that we have created will start to contract and evaporate. The false views and conventional beliefs that were instilled in us since we were young, including all the customs and traditions involved in the self-idea which we were taught to honor, will slip away. More and more often, we will see things as they are, until finally we understand where the problem of sufferings resides. For over 2,600 years, the Buddha's Dhamma, or his teaching, has taught human beings the path to the cessation of suffering. Everything he taught can be known through direct experience. None of his teachings are based on unsubstantiated beliefs. Over the centuries, there have been innumerable people, just like us, who determined to follow in his footsteps. And through their meditation practice, they were able to transform themselves from being a worldling, whose mind is full of defilements, into a transformed noble one, or an arahant. An arahant is a mentally purified disciple who is completely free from suffering. And if today we start to walk along the same path, we will come to understand just what a world that is free of the concept of self is like. Lord Buddha called the spiritual path the Noble Eightfold Path. This path has been traveled upon for over 2,000 years. This path is there and ready for those who wish to free themselves from suffering. We only need to know the way, and we were born in fortunate enough circumstances to have someone to guide us, the Lord Buddha. In spite of everything, today, there are still an abundance of teachers capable of pointing the way to freedom. This path is for a lone traveler. We may have some good friends and teachers, but we have to make the journey on our own. This path is a path for those who don't give up easily, for those who won't quit halfway. We don't have to be smart or be a genius like Einstein. We just need to have the determination to endure and persevere. A journey on this path is impeded by defilements, bonds and ties, wants and needs, and beliefs that have dominated our lives since we were born. These impediments are caused by thinking that we are who we think we are, a father, a mother, a boss, a subordinate, a somebody. In fact, as the Lord Buddha has repeatedly reiterated, there is no self, which means there is no somebody. There is only nobody. Therefore, when defilement arises, it is necessary to be aware of them. But we don't get attached to those misconceptions or false views and allow them to function as an obstacle. Whenever there is a self in charge, we won't be able to see things as they are, since in that moment we are seeing through ignorance and through false views. What we are seeing can't possibly be the truth.